Organic emergency food. Available now at shop.real.video.
This video is a direct message, a direct appeal to now confirmed Justice Brett Kavanaugh from Real America here. So if you know Kavanaugh, or if you're close to him or a family member, send him this link, because I think he'll find this quite interesting to hear from what I call Real America. And first, I want to say congratulations. We supported you very strongly. Many of us in the independent media who are pro-America, pro-Constitution, pro-liberty, pro-Trump for that matter, we not only did we support and predict the victory of President Trump, but in my most recent podcast, I also predicted an 80% chance of you, Mr. Kavanaugh, being confirmed to the United States Supreme Court. So I just want to say congratulations, and I also want to thank Lindsey Graham and Mitch McConnell and Senator Grassley and many others who supported you. And it's just astonishing. It's like, wow, all of a sudden the Senate found its spine. They must have been buried in some dark archaeological closet somewhere. They actually pulled out a spine and carbon dated it back to 5,000 years ago or something. And then they installed it in the senators. Here, have a spine, have a spine, have a spine. And they managed to vote. They managed to actually defeat the lunatic mob. So congratulations, Mr. Kavanaugh. I'm going to keep this informal and just call you Mr. Kavanaugh, if that's okay, because obviously this is not a formal hearing. But here's what's important to understand from Real America. The reason that we supported your nomination very strongly is not simply because of your court decisions. It's not because of the precedent of all the things you've done and your quite remarkable intellect and how we think you're going to serve on the court for many, many years to come. It's also, and this is important to understand, you may not have considered this, it's also because you have survived trial by fire in the way that we have. All of us who are prominent, I guess you could call us thought leaders or influencers in the online world. You know, people ranging from Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity to Breitbart News, Jim Hoft at the Gateway Pundit, Alex Jones at InfoWars, and myself, Mike Adams, and many, many others. We have all been subjected to the same exact thing that you were subjected to, except you went through 2 weeks of it. We've gone through it for years. We've been subjected to the most insane lies, smears, death threats, threats against our families, accusations from men and women, accusations of just completely false, fictional accounts. Every nasty tactic that you can imagine has been used against us, and it's been going on for years. So I want you to imagine, Mr. Kavanaugh, the 2 weeks that you just survived, which no doubt was quite intense and very unfair, and there will probably be a huge backlash against the Democrats because of that. But imagine living that every day for 5 or 10 years, because that's what we go through every day. Those of us who dare to fight for America, we dare to stand up against the lunatic mob. We dare to call out the insanity and the mental illness and derangement of the lunatic left, and how insane Democrats and liberal progressives have become today. For merely standing up for America and standing up for reason, we are not just lied about and smeared across the entire media, we are censored. We are censored by the tech giants. My own channel was deleted off of YouTube after 10 years of videos with an audience of 350,000 subscribers on YouTube. They deleted my entire channel in March or April, I think, of this year, and forced us to launch our own video platform. So we've launched Real.video, which, by the way, features a lot of videos about you now, showing some of your accomplishments and your confirmation victory and so on. And by the way, just as a little bit of background, I'm a publisher, one of the largest independent media publishers. I publish Trump.news, Whitehouse.news, and soon Kavanaugh.news, and 350, almost 400 now, other websites on food, science, health, medicine, nutrition, and those kinds of things. I'm actually I'm a published science author. I run an analytical mass spec laboratory, and I own 2 patents on heavy metals reduction and radioisotope removal from the human body and so on. So I'm a food scientist, and that's what I would really rather focus on. It's just that how can you conduct science in a country if you're not free? And so I've been really forced into fighting for liberty and freedom on the political scale here, because we have to have basic liberty and freedom to do anything else. And so this is one of the reasons that I supported you, Mr. Kavanaugh. But I want to welcome you to the club of patriots who have been lied about, smeared, and censored. And I would suspect that you have been transformed by this process, trial by fire. I would suspect that you are not the same person now that you were a month ago. I would suspect that, this is just my guess, it may be not 100% correct, but I would suspect that before all of this happened to you, you probably had a fairly embracing, accepting kind of life. No one was attacking you, not at this scale. I mean, there might be people who disagreed with you in terms of court decisions, but you weren't enemy number one of half the lunatics in America. You know what I'm saying? You had a relatively easy go at it. You were, a federal court judge, highly respected. Your decisions have been used as precedent by the Supreme Court in dozens of cases. Maybe it's over 100 cases. You graduated at the top of your class. You obviously have a very strong memory, a very good understanding of law and history and historical precedent. Your brain works in a very structured, logical kind of way that gives you special talents you're applying to this job that, frankly, I think God meant for you to do. I mean, you were born to be a Supreme Court justice, as far as I'm concerned. That's just the way your brain works. It's the way that you think and the way your ideas are structured. You're perfect for that position. But you never had gone through this trial by fire. You had never been accused of raping people. You had never been smeared in an organized, deep state kind of way where massive amounts of money and false witnesses and fake journalists and reporters were all ganging up on you to utterly destroy your reputation, your name, and your family forever. You never went through that. And most people will never experience that. But you've joined now, by surviving that, you've joined a very small club of individuals in America who have gone through that and who have survived. And it's an awakening, because it tells you something that you never could have imagined if someone had just told you. If you hadn't experienced it yourself, you wouldn't believe. A month ago, if someone came up to you, like if I came up to you a month ago and said, Mr. Kavanaugh, I want you to be aware that there is a well-funded, organized, deep state conspiracy run by criminal traitors who are seeking to gain power at all costs and will unleash a campaign of absolute lies with false witnesses and false allegations in order to destroy your reputation and prevent you from getting confirmed on the court. You would have said, I would imagine, you would have said, can't be. That's nonsense. That's a conspiracy theory, right? Something like that. I think that's what you would have said a month ago. Today, you know it's true. And I dare tell you that the deep state conspiracy goes much deeper than that.